Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Early Mornings LA. How are ya? It's a 6:30 edition. The toast is toast and the butter is butter. I'm here, you're here, and you're ready to crush the post-election night, election night day. Yeah, were you up all last night watching election results? Did your hair look like Nancy's now? So thank you for joining me on an early morning broadcast. Big developments across the board as a lot of the second stimulus items, the second stimulus package items that were signed into law by the President of the United States in Mar-a-Lago a week ago are going to get rolled out in the next few days, some of them as early as today with some early application filings. So I'm going to go over what's going to be coming right away, what you qualify for, how much moolah can you get, and how the Purple Hawks can pounce. Stay out, stay away, donut guy, because Purple Hawks are ready to get that moolah. And this is a great new morning of Early Mornings LA. Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Early Mornings LA. The toast is toast and the butter is butter, and I'm so glad you're here. What a good day it is. If you missed the Early Morning 6 a.m. edition, that was right before this. This is on the channel. That's on the channel now. And if you missed the overnight LA show of EIDL, to explain how to get the EIDL grant, watch that, and also watch the FPUC Retro. I'm going to go over EIDL grant in this video as well. So like, share, subscribe. Also hit the alert button so you can alert when a new video goes live. And also like this video. In this video, there's so much coming up, but basically I'm going to go over all this big moolah that's coming out this week and how you get it and which one is for you and which one's not for you. And with that, over there, what are they doing? Oh yeah, it's an instant premiere. They're chatting. This show has an instant premiere just like the show before. It allows you to chat with your Purple Power buddies, chat about Georgia, chat about Biden, chat about Donald, chat about the oranges, the lemons, the great food, chat about anything you want to chat about. That's the fun of the early morning show. And with that, let's get to the breaking news. The breaking news across the board is that the second stimulus check package items are about to roll out. Are you ready? Well, you better be ready, because I want you to get that pen and paper, make a little room on a table in your home, and make a note about what things under second stimulus you think you might qualify for based upon what you hear from my recordings. I want you to make this list, because when third stimulus comes under Biden later this month, you're going to get confused which one was in which package. And you're going to be, wait a second, did I apply? There's going to be too many things to remember. I have a problem remembering them. So just make a little list and go one at each other. If you watch this video taped, then you can also pause it and then start it up. When you hear something, you're like, I got to make a note about what he said. That was really important to make a note about. So let me go through each of them right now. PPP is coming out very quickly. It's going to come from your banks, your lending institutions, your credit unions. You can apply. It's for small business or independent contractors, gig workers, solo practitioners. If you had a Schedule C, you may get a PPP. If you have an EIN or an S Corp or an LLC, you may qualify. Uber, Lyft, yes, Airbnb, things like that. So you may want a PPP. It's a loan that becomes a grant. It switches to a grant if you follow certain instructions. It stands for Paycheck Protection Program. It's done by SBA, but you don't apply at SBA. You apply with your bank that you have a relationship with, or you apply at what are called thin banks. These are banks online that still accept applications even though you don't have a banking relationship with them. And they can get you, depending on the operations that you had, 10, 20, 40, 50, 60,000, $100,000 in grant money. So it's all, the whole universe is open for you if you qualify. So what are they doing? Well, one FinBank yesterday sent out an alert, which I got, that said, hi, SBA has not given us guidance on how they're going to do the PPP second stimulus package run, but apply with us, so you're in the queue with us. We have your documents ready, so when it's available and goes live, we can apply. This is really important for a lot of reasons, and reasons including PPP. That's what I want. This is why I put this first in this video. What the bank is saying is, hey, get ready to apply with certain documents you know you're going to need and get ready to pounce. That's sort of like Purple Hawk. Purple Hawk refers to the viewers of this channel, Purple Power, and being hawks ready to pounce if something goes live. With EIDL, you know there's certain documents they're going to ask, or you're going to have to rely upon when you apply. For rent, you know there's certain documents you're going to have to use. Let me go over some of those documents just for example. Rent, you know you're going to have to copy of the lease. So get a copy of that lease ready. You're going to have the landlord's address and their name to apply for the rent, and utilities. Broadband, you're going to have the correct address of your home and how many is in the home and where you want the broadband to be installed. But when we're doing PPP and EIDL, you're going to have that 2019 tax return ready to go. And I always have someone says, but I didn't file a 2019 tax return. Why did you not file a tax return? Get it on file and get it ready to go. Meantime, I have the reverse of that question, which is a really great question, which I don't know the answer to. A lot of these things under second stimulus were written in 2020 based upon 2019 things. So now that they're going live in 2021, are they based upon 2020 returns or 2019? So far, the second stimulus items are not based upon 2020 returns because you haven't filed them. There was no requirement to file them. This is January. You don't file your returns until March or April. But as we get later out, let's see if that becomes a big issue. Now, going back to PPP, there's so much money you can get for PPP and so much money you can get for EIDL grant. The issue is getting those things on file. What's interesting with PPP is they said, we don't know what SBA wants of us yet. Give us some documents, get going. EIDL grant, I've been detailing this for a while for you. This is a lot of money. It could be up to $10,000, but it's not for everyone. But for the ones that it is for, how do we know the eligibility? We don't. So that's what's so important with this video, is that I'm telling you a lot of things where we have not been given guidance. It's not in the bill. We don't have guidance from Congress, so we don't know how it's going to manifest itself. The best thing I can tell you is this is things that you may want to get, know how it works generally, and then be ready to pounce like a Purple Hawk. EIDL grant will be open for low-income communities and also for ranchers and farmers. Okay, if you're a rancher or farmer, that one I sort of know because I've done it before. The EIDL grant went live for ranchers and farmers in May of last year. I did it. I was here. I recorded a lot of videos about this. This is basically people who on their tax return list themselves as a farmer or rancher. If you list yourself as an accountant, then no, you don't qualify for a farmer's grant. What are you doing here? So that one's sort of obvious. The one that's not clear is the low-income community. You know, I said things like, well, okay, they're going to go off the zip code, and the zip code based upon the census is a community that has low income, but we later don't know. How are they going to phrase it? You can sit there and read the bill till you're blue in the face, or red in the face if you're Mitch, but that doesn't tell you how SBA writes it. SBA can interpret language and do it the way they want to. They have the authority to do it. So when the application goes live, the Purple Hawks are going to pounce and be like, oh, it went live? It went live? Oh, let's apply. But, you know, the people who apply the first few minutes will get paid first, yes, but there may be flaws because we don't know how that application is phrased. That's sort of the catch that we're dealing with. Also going live. Rent, utilities, and free internet. That could go live in the next week or two. Today, LA County, actually not today, yesterday, LA County announced a $5 an hour mandatory raise for people who work in grocery stores for hazard pay. Basically, if you work in unincorporated LA County and you work in a grocery store or drugstore, the employer must pay you $5 an hour for hazard pay, or what they call heroes pay. Where is that money coming from? Is it coming from second stimulus? Well, this is sort of what you're going to start to see with second stimulus. The rent and the utilities and the food is going to be local. In case of SNAP, it's going to be local. The rent and utilities will be with the cities for you to apply. I'll give you guidance, but it's going to be really hard for me to track all the differences of it. The broadband, I don't know. Is the broadband going to be a national program? Is it going to be done by FCC? Or is it just going to be given to, 20 or 30 major broadband companies that are national across the country? Like, they're giving all the money to Charter and Dish or something. I don't know what they're doing. So when they go live, this is how I want you ready to pounce. Who qualifies for it? That's a big issue. Who qualifies for it, and do you want it? Do you qualify? Do you want it? I mean, that's the biggest issue. So get that piece of paper out, make a list, and say, hey, yeah, I qualify for it. So far, it sounds like I do. And I certainly want it. Oh my God, I want my money now. And so who would qualify for it? The rent, the utilities, and the food, the rent, the utilities, and the broadband, that's going to be $49,000, 2019 earnings or less. Married couple, you would double it. So the threshold of that is sort of clear. And with that, so much happening across the board. Cutting back to the $2,000 stimulus check. The $2,000 stimulus check still remains on point. And ultimately, you're going to see a lot of negativity about the $2,000 stimulus check today, a lot of confusion about it tomorrow. And you and I know that you're going to get a $2,000 stimulus check. The question is how many stimulus checks? And how soon would you see the first stimulus check? Those are sort of the bigger issues at hand. Broadcast news is sort of trying to figure out from the second stimulus items which ones they should report on. And they've been reporting on sort of the FPUC being late. That's sort of easy for them. Broadcast news reporters don't generally know how to cover stimulus because it's too overwhelming for them. And so they do the easy things. But when they hear something like $2,000, is it really going to happen? Is it really, how would that? They don't know what a override of a veto with a CR is. Is not what they do. They do sports at 9. Someone broke into the local supermarket. News at 8. That's what they do. So when they have to cover a stimulus check, $2,000. I don't know how to do this. So keep it calm. There was some funny moments yesterday. They're just all across the board funny moments. Someone sent me an email or no, it wasn't an email. It was a DM at like 1 o'clock on the West Coast in the afternoon. It said, George is done. I'm like, what do you mean George is done? It's like 1 o'clock in LA. It's 4 o'clock on the East Coast. They ain't done at 4 o'clock on the East Coast. And then someone sent me another message, mean person. Said something like, you're never going to see anything in January in 2021 for any stimulus ever. Well, thank you so much. That's good. Yeah, I always love people like that. You just sort of presume that they're first in line as soon as the stimulus comes out. Where's my stimulus? I'm first in line. Well, you just said you're not going to get anything this year. Why are you first? Well, go eat a $12 ice cream. It's always the people who think you're not going to get anything that are always first to get the thing. Yeah, you notice that trend. So with that, join me at 8:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, if not earlier. We're mornings LA today. It's going to be a great day. So much across the board. I'm so glad you joined me. And watch the 6 a.m. edition if you missed it, the EIDL if you missed it, and the PUA if you missed it. All archived now on this channel. Stay informed, stay focused. Go to the first channel, subscribe because it's now a 24-hour news channel programming around the clock, helping you get from point A to point B. And also hit the alert button. Meantime, like this video. Stay informed, stay focused. Have a good morning, and stay with LA for more.